right, thanks, guys. We are out here right outside of Sutton. We are Nay and I with Beetle Bomb. Beetle, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for showing us off your float here. The first thing I want to ask you, though, is what got you into Fallout specifically?
Well, I had been playing Fallout since the original in '97, but I don't think the passion really got ignited until Fallout 3 hit, because I had never really played that game in that way before, and it really just kind of stuck with me. So playing since the beginning, but passionate fan since 3.
Gotcha. Yeah, let's take a look at this float here, Renee. I'm walking down. The first thing we have is the red dinosaur. I love it.
It's definitely one of my favorite camp objects.
It is just great. And as I make my way down here, Beetle, we've got use of the overgrown car, the newish wagon, and is this goats pulling the whole thing here?
It is goats, and if you go even smaller than that, there should be a little tiny truck at the very beginning of the parade.
That is amazing. So this is pulling the whole thing here, right?
It's doing its job. Yeah, it's really pulling things along here. So what it's supposed to represent from start to finish is the tiny truck is kind of how quests can start off with just one of the most mundane things you can think of, and then as you progress down the float, things just get bigger and more out of control.
Absolutely. I love that euphemism there that you've used throughout your float here. That is just great. Renee, seeing anything else on your end over there where you're at up top?
No, we're back down here. No, this is great. I really like the representation of just like all the different things. You even have Cappy out here. You got the overgrown from Atlantic City. You did a great job, and I'm just amazed that it's being able to be pulled by that tiny little truck.
Oh, absolutely.
Good things come in small sizes.
There you go. All right. Well, Beetle, thank you so much for sharing your float with us. We're going to send it over to the next parade, though. Renee, you want to hop on this little truck with me right here?
You might have to send it back. I don't think it's got room for me.
All right. Well, let's send it over to the next parade, then.
Hey, Biscuits, thank you so much for having Shreds and I over to see your Fallout Day parade float. You want to tell us about who you are and what you get up to in the community?
So I'm Biscuit. I do a bunch of little things, but mainly known for building kind of crazy stuff.
Very cool. Very cool. So Biscuits, this thing is amazing. First off, how did you get into Fallout?
So originally, Fallout 4 was kind of like my gateway drug into the world of Fallout, and then from there, it kind of just progressed into like New Vegas. Eventually, when 76 came out, I had to try it out, and I've been in love with it ever since. I love the community and the creativity that it allows you to explore with.
Yeah, I mean, to do this amazing float, I have to ask, like, so this float, what part of it, do you have a specific part of it that really kind of encapsulates your love and your passion for the Fallout franchise?
So for me, it's the ability to be creative. Like, if you can think it, majority of the time you can build it in this game.
That is so cool.
Yeah, it is, right, Jess? I mean, so what is this, Biscuits?
So this is the creation of RAR, which is kind of like the DARPA to President Dash's ERA. And at RAR, we kind of built the ultimate all-terrain parade float. So this is SPF 76. It's the Spider Tank Parade Float Mark 76. The other 75 iterations of this kind of blew up, and if we ran more than 6, that's what caused the explosions. So it's a 6-legged spider.
I love it. You're in scorched land, so I get it.
That is
lose a couple
beautiful.
legs.
Yeah, you do. But everything I'm looking at here, there's so much detail in and outside of this float.
Just wow.
You want to show us what else it can do?
I would be happy to. You might want to grab some cover, though.
Sounds good.
This has been amazing. Holy smokes. Oh, wow. We get back to you guys in the studio. This has been amazing.
Thanks, Biscuit.
Thank you.
Hello everyone, Rekka Renee here, taking a trip away from Appalachia over to the Commonwealth. I'm here with the Black Rose. Rosie, you want to go ahead and tell us about yourself and about your love for the Fallout series?
Sure. Thanks for having me, Renee. Hey, everyone. My name is Rosie. So I am a fan theorist. I put videos up on YouTube, which you can go find about various theories I've got about Fallout, Elder Scrolls, and Starfield. It's the most fun I've had in my life. Couldn't love it more. So yeah, so my love for Fallout particularly, I love this world. It's one of the most well-executed post-apocalyptics I've ever had the pleasure of experiencing. It makes you question, like if one day your life needs to change, someone hits a button somewhere in the world, and this is now the world you find yourself in. How do you survive? How does everyone survive? And it's just brilliant how Bethesda executes this. I love walking around seeing like what they think of as ruins, like there's just buildings that we know of from our time, but they think of this as like how we think about Nordic ruins in Skyrim or Egyptian ruins in our world. It's just incredible to me.
Awesome. And I see that your float's got a lot of different aspects and stuff going on to it. How does your love for the Fallout series come together with the float that you built for us over here at Sanctuary?
Right. So I focused on how this world is unique to me, the mysteries. So there's some homages to mysteries I've covered on there. You know, we've got the mysterious stranger, Nick Valentine's involved in a lot of mysteries. There's Dogmeat. There's Eustace Hawthorne for the Broken Mask incident. So yeah, it's mysteries I've covered and some that maybe I've got some theories for, but haven't gotten around to covering yet. You know, I'll get there.
Awesome. Well, I love your float. I think one of my favorite things with it is that it is actually in the air flying, and you did a nice use of the ceiling fans to give it kind of like propellers on the bottom. What would you say your favorite part of this float is?
I agree. I like how it's actually floating. As soon as I saw that alien ship, like I was like, oh, I can have this be the thing pulling it, and I could put it in the sky. Yeah, it's also a nice little pun on the word float there. It's like, yeah, here we go. And also I'm looking forward to mine being above Ken's so that I can grill him about it later.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much again for making this flow and for coming on over here for this celebration for Fallout Day. We're going to send it back to the booth over in Appalachia, and have a good day.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Renee. You too.
I am over on the west side of the forest, and I just found a bus. Let's load in and see what's going on. I heard Gaming Granny's float is in here. Oh, wow. Okay, I heard correctly. What is this? Gaming Granny, hello.
Hello.
Happy Fallout Day to you and everyone here. For people watching, if you want to introduce yourself.
Yeah, we can start with our first community member here, Serenity.
Hello.
We have Katie here, and I don't know if Katie will be speaking or not. And Felt Gray, another community member.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you so much for joining. I am loving the float. What's the second section represent?
It actually, the first section and the last two sections are, the first section is a streamer, streaming and playing video games. The last section are video game players. Mm-hmm. And then the middle section is the virtual family that we've made by playing Fallout. I'll say my little thing while you're looking at the next section, which would be Mr. Wild and Sandra D as a virtual family playing board games.
Collected all the board games, and you have them nicely merged in here to the floor. They look wonderful.
Yes. And
hello.
So Fallout has enabled me and many of my friends to forge heartfelt bonds with fellow players around the world. We're transforming strangers into virtual families with whom we share laughs, challenges, and unforgettable memories. Together we navigate virtual worlds, each other through in-game adventures and real-life struggles, fostering bonds that extend beyond the screen.
It's fantastic, and truer words have rarely been spoken over voice chat. I love it, Granny. That's wonderful.
We just have a few more parts of our float back down here, and we have SMG, the farmer, pulling the float, and we have Uptingle. He's manning one of the computer stations, and I do believe this is it's RG, and last but not least, down here we have Miss Carly. She is driving our golf cart.
I love the mole outfit in the golf cart. That is so cute. Okay, thank you so much, Granny. This has been great. I appreciate everybody coming out and sharing your float. Happy Fallout Day.
Thank you. Happy Fallout Day to you, too.
Woo! J-Star, we have been seeing so many floats, and we have another amazing one over here. We got Addiction Gaming with us over on Xbox. Addiction Gaming, you want to go ahead and tell us about yourself and the content that you create for Fallout 76?
Yes, I have been running a YouTube channel for the past 2 years where I do guides and I do live streams and try to help out other players. And I've kind of made my own community, which has a bunch of death claws, as you'll see over to the sideline. We've been doing this for 2 years. I'm also on Twitch and Twitter and TikTok. We just thought they'd say hello.
That all sounds awesome, and we will feel free for sure. So it sounds like you're very involved in Fallout in a number of ways. What got you into the Fallout series?
So when I first got into it was Fallout 3. That was the first Fallout game I'd ever played. In fact, it was the first game I ever played that was anything like that. So it really stuck with me, and there was a lot of things that was going on at the time. Like my dog had passed away, and like having dog meat like just made me feel better. And it was just the fact that like there was all these things that just kind of made it perfect for me. And ever since then, I have just loved Fallout so much that it's just kind of part of me, if that makes sense. My whole float's going to be going over Fallout 3. I love the music. I love the fact that there's like all these crazy brands like Sugar Bombs, and then you have stuff like Mr. Jangles and all the Moon Monkey or whatever. Like I love all that stuff. So that's basically why I love Fallout. I do love looting too, a lot.
Looting? So you are a loot junkie like most of the Fallout community.
Loot goblin.
A little loot goblin getting all those bags. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I see that your float is basically based off of Fallout 3. What would you say your favorite part of your float is?
Probably the kitchen area. I love that part the most just because it has all the brands like Sugar Bombs, the Mr. Handy, Blast Radius, Mr. Pebbles, all the fun stuff.
You've even got a Giddy Up Buttercup in there. Awesome.
Yes. If you go through the first part there, I have a joke, and it's an actual dad joke. So it says, "Dad, I will find you and I will save you," since Liam Neeson is the dad. Then I have like a little makeshift building here that has my bobbleheads because I love the bobbleheads. I love the magazines. And of course I have dog meat because that's just, he's perfect. And my favorite creatures is Deathclaws. I just love them. They're terrifying in Fallout 3 and Fallout 4. Not so much in 76, but they are definitely terrifying, and I love that.
I'm glad you're okay with them, considering how many death claws there are behind you right now.
Right? Yeah, these are my death claws.
That is amazing. Well, thank you again, Addiction Gaming, so much for bringing your community with you and showing off your float and talking about your love for Fallout. G-Star, do you want to hop on over to the next float?
I think I'm going to make myself a snack in this little Sugar Bombs refrigerator first, if you don't mind, and then ready to go.
All right.
Thanks, Addiction Gaming.
Take care.
Okay, we are over here in the forest with Bendy Junga, and this looks like a very large, exciting float. I can't wait to dig into it, but first, we want to make sure you get a chance to introduce yourself.
Hi, yes. I'm Bendy Junga. I am a Fallout 76 / variety streamer. I love wandering the wasteland and making camps, so I was really excited about this project.
That is great. And this is such a great project to join in on. What is it about Fallout and, why you've decided to focus your content on that?
Well, I mean, first of all, its juxtaposition of this wholesome, idolized time period of the 1950s vibe and era, and then you have the absolute juxtaposition of the morbidity and trying to make your way through it.
Definitely. What got you into Fallout in the first place? Like, how did you discover it?
I honestly didn't even discover it myself. To be honest, my ex was like, you've literally spent weeks in Skyrim. I can't get you to play anything else. Like, you need to try Fallout.
That's a perfect gateway. I completely get that. They have a lot in common. Do you still play both or mostly Fallout these days?
Fallout really took over for Skyrim for me. The building opportunities in it. At first, it was Fallout 4 with the settlements. They really got me with that. And then in Fallout 76, you get multiple camps. I don't know. It would be very hard for me to go back now. Don't get me wrong. I have all my homes in Skyrim, though. It's just I don't have as much freedom with them as I do in Fallout.
That's great. And it seems that you do enjoy building quite a lot, because this float is amazing. You want to go ahead and tell us about it?
Oh, thank you so much. I wanted it to feel like you could just wrap all of the hitches together, hook them up to a Brahmin, and actually pull this thing down the wasteland through whatever working streets you can find.
Definitely has those vibes. I'm looking at all the sections. There's a whole lot going on here. Do you have a favorite section that kind of represents what you love about Fallout?
Okay, so my favorites are going to be the Nuka-Cola and the Vault-Tec float, portions of the float. I honestly, I did my best to really capture that feeling you get when you walk into a fresh new vault. You were surrounded by sheer chaos, sheer hyper-managed chaos, ? You have all these mysteries around you to solve, and now you got to parse it out and kind of see what the story is in front of you. And I don't know about you, but I get this excited, here we are, settling in as I get to a new vault.
I totally get that. Well, thank you so much. Happy Fallout Day, Bendy Junga. This has been great. Thanks for sharing your float with us.
Thank you, Bendy.
So much. Thank you for including me. I hope you all have a wonderful day.
Renee and I took a vertibird actually all the way out here to Pittsburgh because we are here live with Veda Phoenix, and the whole parade is here. Veda, how are you doing today?
Great. How are you guys doing?
Well, we're doing great.
Doing awesome. It was a good trip.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, good. I'm glad you guys got here safely.
Annie was nice this time, unlike other times. But so tell us a little bit about how you got into Fallout specifically.
I actually started with Fallout Shelter, believe it or not, on my iPad because I was very pregnant and needed things to play on my iPad, and I was like, what's this? This looks cute, and started playing Fallout Shelter, and then my husband was like, oh, you would freaking love Fallout 4, and so he bought it for me for my birthday.
And
I got
awesome.
Sucked in so hard because I was a new mom.
And
with
time on your hands. Let's take a look at you got some spectators here of the plush variety, I see.
Yes, lots of very happy, friendly little spectators watching the parade go by.
So tell us a little bit about your float here, and tell us, what this encapsulates about Fallout for you.
After just kind of being obsessed with the whole genre and the world and everything, really what I am the most appreciative of are the people that I have met through, the streaming community for 76, and also the huge modding community for other Fallouts, and Starfield now, also. And I honestly, I've met some of the best friends that I've ever met, and actually love interest as well. Because Green Foxel and I are actually a couple, and we work together on mods, and I absolutely love the community that I have and somehow fallen into here.
It sounds like you've fallen into love, which is the theme of your flow.
Very much so.
And I love that so much. It's so good. This is amazing. You did such a good job.
Yeah, Veda, thank you so much for sharing your float with us. Renee, anything else you want to observe here for us?
No, but you did a great job. I love how you did this down in the pit, showing the city, showing some love like a true parade would be. Thank you so much for doing this for us.
You're welcome.
All right, we're going to send it back over to the next parade now. Thank you so much, Veda.
Thank you, guys.
So I'm over here in the Southern Mire, and I have found the most excellent float by Smug Potato. Hey, Smug Potato, how are you doing this Fallout Day?
Hi, I'm so good. How are you doing?
Doing awesome. It's been fun celebrating. I've seen so many floats, and I cannot wait to get into yours.
Yeah, hi, I'm Smug Potato, and I love the building. I'm a big builder in this game. That's what I be doing most of the time.
I have seen some amazing builds from you over the last couple years. Do you have a favorite you've done? And you can say this float if you want, but anything else?
A favorite. I love my sushi platter that I did. I thought that was really fun.
A lot of people might know you from that one. Yeah. Any others?
Mm-hmm. I did like a Toy Story, like kind of perspective build, and you were like the tiny like toy in it, and everything was like oversized. I thought that was so fun, and I love building that too.
So
definitely
you love
one of my favorites.
the building in Fallout. What got you into the Fallout series?
Honestly, just like a friend of mine just got me playing it a while ago, but he was a big builder, and he kind of like taught me, showed me the ropes and whatnot, and I just fell in love with it, and yeah, I've been doing it ever since.
And now you're teaching people the ropes. So why don't you tell us about this float we're looking at here? Because this is huge and it's beautiful, and I'm in love with it.
Okay, so this is my Mothwoman float, and yeah, I just wanted to make something really fun and colorful, and it's a parade, and I love the Mothman like aesthetic. Yeah, I thought it was really cute.
Really like what you did with all the planetariums, and I mean, colorful, cute, pretty, and then we have meat piles and Earl sacks. What's going on there?
Yeah. Those are my custom mushrooms. I don't know. I just came up with it one day, and I was like, these are so cute.
They are perfect mushroom caps. I totally see that.
I love it. Yeah.
And you have all the moths underneath. Now, what did you use for the wings here, or what's your favorite part of this of the giant moth?
Yeah, I love the wings, and I love the computer modules with the circle pattern on each wing and stuff. But I used the lion statues and merged those together, so they're like going back to back. And it made like a nice shape.
They look so good. Well, happy
thank you.
Fallout Day. I really appreciate you showing this. Hey, okay, now that since I have you here, can we get a sneak preview? Do you have any other projects happening right now in the build world?
I actually do. Yeah.
Can you tell us?
Yeah, I'm building like a big Mario themed camp right now. So I just started building like the big question mark block, and it looks awesome so far, and I'm really excited about it.
And you just figured out giant mushrooms too. Okay, that's going to be perfect.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. I love it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us and talking about Fallout.
Thank you. Happy Fallout Day, and thanks for having me.
Happy Fallout Day. Okay, everybody, we are going to head over to the next float. I'll see you there.
Hey everyone, look at us here over north of Summersville, and we are with Trans Gamer Live. J-Star, what an amazing area, and look at the lighting right now.
This is such great lighting and such a great place to catch their float on the parade route down here in the gully with the water running by. It's gorgeous.
So you want to go ahead and tell us about yourself and the content you create?
Well, my name is Jess, and I'm Trans Gamer Live. I am a transgender male to female gamer, a variety one at that, and try to play every game. I stream on Twitch and also make YouTube videos of reactions and all sorts of videos.
That sounds wonderful. So obviously not just variety, but you do focus a lot on Fallout. What got you into the Fallout series? What do you love about it?
Several reasons. One is why we're standing right in front of this float. It's Nuka-Cola. I love soft drinks, and being from Texas, we love that 23 flavors of goodness. But if you have not had a cola greatness, you have never tried Nuka-Cola. For me, it's about the storyline that the game devs and all come up with. And the overall Fallout storyline is epic, and we need to see more.
Speaking of seeing more and this Nuka-Cola storyline, it looks like your float is focused on that. You want to tell us a little bit about it?
It's really focused on nothing but Nuka-Cola. I mean, I believe it's powered by Nuka-Cola, believe it or not. But
looks like it's powered by Nuka-Cola and friends. You got some friends over here. You want to give a shout out to anybody specific?
I do. I have a few people to thank real quick. Daniel Lehman, otherwise known as Tom Girl Gamer. They've been on Walking Dead, Legacies, and just off of his new movie, Megalopolis. They helped with the direction that the float went in. Jerry Andrews, Chris, and Clean Man. Plans, directions, and just being there. And great friends of the brand that's Blyden, Shadow, Sniper, and Little Geek.
Well, that's awesome. What a great crew of friends here. So if we hop on this float, you say it's powered by Nuka-Cola. What happens if we put Quantum in? Can we find out?
I don't know. I mean, it could explode.
That is awesome. Well, what an explosive way to end this. Thank you so much, Trans Gamer Live. I appreciate it, and I appreciate your community coming out here too. J-Star, what do you say we do next?
I say we grab some delicious Nuka-Cola and head on to the next one.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Thank y'all.
Well, that was quite the vertibird flight over to the Capital Wasteland, but here I am with Epicist Gamer, and we're about to see their Fallout 3 Fallout Day mod.
Hello, I'm Epicist Gamer. You may also know me as Jer or Cynthia. I participate in the community mostly as like someone who lurks around, and I see a lot of cool stuff, and I like to talk to people about that. I also have like my own projects and ideas I like to play around with. So I like to think that's why I'm here.
You obviously do a lot with Fallout, as you're saying. What got you into Fallout?
So if I remember correctly, it was around 2015, 2016. I was watching my dad play Fallout 4 on the Xbox One we had, and go through this house and like read a terminal and whatnot. And I thought that was really cool. That's one of probably my earliest memories of Fallout.
Well, do you want to tell us about what you built here and how it relates to your love for Fallout?
I think one of the main things that I like about Fallout is that it really gives you a good baseline of things to work with and change and think about. It has a very rich story and lore, but also there's so much that it leaves up to your imagination. Very freely able to make your own characters, your own stuff, and add it into it without it feeling what you've made is completely out of place.
Even as they've made modding more accessible, and it's great to see, doing that in the older games like Fallout 3 and New Vegas still.
I feel like Fallout 3 has kind of gotten left in the dust for New Vegas, because New Vegas is mostly the same engine, but it's still newer in a lot of different ways.
Thing you want to tell us about what this mod does or adds to the game?
This mod just adds a short little quest and a new area. When you're exploring the tunnels under Greyditch, you can come up here and you'll find a handful of robots who are throwing a parade for media literacy, underlining the idea you're able to write things and add to it. I'm not sure the themes of it really came out the way that I wanted it to, but I'm still very proud of what I've done here.
Yeah, it's about celebration. Running around, I see, balloons and a party happening, and obviously we don't have time to get into the quest, but where can people find this mod if they want to experience it themselves?
So I'm planning to mostly release it on Nexus when the stream starts.
This is very cool. Thank you so much for joining us, Epicist Gamer. Really appreciate your time, and happy Fallout Day.
Thank you. Happy Fallout Day. That's one way to end a parade.
That was unexpected. Oh my god. I love it. Thank you so much. So I'm over here with Tuniversal in the mire, and we have found an amazing float from Heretical Shark. Hey, Heretical, you want to introduce yourself and let people know what your favorite Fallout game is?
Hi, I'm Heretical Shark. I guess my favorite Fallout game would probably be Fallout 3. It's the one I started with probably about 10-ish years ago, and I've been playing all of them since then, but Fallout 3, it's my favorite. I will admit other ones are a little bit more fun, but Fallout 3 just has that nostalgia factor going for it.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's take a look at your float here. And as I toured it, little walk around before, notice you got kind of different phases of Fallout here in different situations here. So we got some aliens here first, right?
Yes, we're starting off with aliens and a crazy old man wearing tinfoil to keep himself safe from the Thetans.
I love it. Then we have the Pioneer Scouts represented. Did you ever do any scouting in your life?
Yes, I did. I joined Cub Scouts when I was in first grade, and I stayed in it all the way through to senior year of high school, where I became a Eagle Scout, and I'm still somewhat, well, at least I was still somewhat active in my troop. It disbanded, but me and some of the guys from it still go out and camp every now and then.
That's awesome. J-Star, we got some Vault Tech going over here for the next part of the float.
You know, I like that. You know what Vault Tech and the Scouts have in common? They are both prepared. They're going to be prepared for the future.
There it is. And on the other side over here, we've got some Foshnog. And I do love this next one with the Mothman, baby Mothman, on the throne here, Heretical.
Yep, he's just sitting in his chair, smiling. He's all happy. Curled up in his little blanket while he's got his big old wings behind him, ready to take flight if he ever just wants to go fly around and cause some mischief.
And then, last but not least, we have an ode to a previous season here in Fallout 76 with Rib Daring.
Knockoff Indiana Jones, I guess you could kind of call him, but I mean, I like that adventurous spirit.
For sure.
What got you into Fallout Heretical Shark? Is it the daring? Is it the exploration? What do you love about it?
For me, it would be the exploration and the mysteries that are inside Fallout, like the small things you'll find in, let's say, Dunwich Forest, where that's never fully explained as to what's going on there, but you're given little hints, and what's above us with the aliens. I mean, I like the conspiracy theories in Fallout and the mysteries. Those really interest me. I like to get my teeth into them.
Well, thank you for sharing your Fallout Day float with us. What a wonderful theme. What a wonderful day. Toon, are you ready to head over to the next float?
Let's go check it out right now, J-Star.
Okay, thanks, Heretical.
Yep, you're welcome.
Hey, CT Roundtree, thanks so much for having Shreds and I over to see your Fallout Day float. You want to introduce yourself to the viewers and tell us kind of what you get up to in the Wasteland?
Absolutely. Hi, I'm CT Roundtree. Most people in the Wasteland know me as Roundtree. I run a werewolf roleplay group called Howl, and I help run a roleplay group called Eat, which has a palette that's a little bit more White Glove Society, if any New Vegas fans catch that.
That's cool.
Fantastic. Done a few things with Eat over the years. Good times.
Yeah, I love this float, J-Star. This float is like so colorful. It's so amazing.
Thank you so much.
It really is. I feel like he used one of everything in the Atomic Shop, although, you know, the list does keep growing as we unlock more plans. But man, there's so much here to look at.
Yeah, what part of this float actually is like the key inspiration? Because you mentioned the werewolf character play. What part of this? I mean, I see something in there. What about this actually speaks to that Fallout passion?
So, I got hooked on Fallout when I was playing Morrowind a lot, and a buddy of mine was like, dude, you love stories, you should check out Fallout. It's Bethesda makes it. It's like Morrowind, but with guns. And I was like, okay, I can check this out. And I got into it, and I started getting sucked into the lore of it. And folklore in real life is something that I'm hugely passionate about, and Fallout just kept pulling me in, adding more and more lore each game that they released. And then when they released 76, they had cryptid lore, and I'm a huge into cryptids, have been chasing Mothman in my backyard my whole life. Like, I'm originally from Appalachia, live in Appalachia. I live on the other side of the mountains, so when I stepped into this game, it was weird because it was the first time I ever played a game where it was like I knew where I was. Surroundings were super familiar. I knew every tree. It was like I instinctively knew where I was going running around the map. and it just like cemented it that like this game series is full of lore and stories, and that's my jam. Float tries to like kind of span a little bit of everything, of all the little stories and tidbits.
Say that makes perfect sense. And you know what's interesting, J-Star, for this float, what ties it all together, even though there's everything that he's got going on here, that truck, that Nuka-Cola truck right at the front, it just ties it in together. It gives it that cohesiveness.
Right, that bright blue that goes with the icicle lights and everything. It looks fantastic. Well, Roundtree, thank you so much for sharing your float. This has been awesome. I hope everybody can see something that they recognize. And thank you so much for joining us.
You're very welcome. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you, Roundtree.
Thank you.
Well, Toon and I are over here in the Commonwealth checking out the beautiful town of Sanctuary. Just look at this place.
Is this Sanctuary?
What? It looks like Sanctuary. What else could it be?
It's ambiguous.
It's ambiguous. Oh, wait, is this the Terrace Track Townhouse available in the Atomic Shop now?
It is available in the Atomic Shop, isn't it, Jess?
Well, we are here with the Fallout 76 fan Discord. Hey, guys, you want to introduce yourself and let us know what you're all about?
Hello, this is Ash, representing the Fallout 76 fan Discord. We're here today with Savannah Lion, Tissa, Narvik, and Tex.
All right, so Ash, I have to ask you. I'm going to ask you this question. What do you love about Fallout?
The thing that I love about Fallout is it is a giant, close-knit community. There's always something to do in Fallout. There's always something to explore, and quite often there's going to be something to do with friends and family alike.
Absolutely.
There definitely is. Love the big family here. Well, y'all have built an amazing looking float. There's so much to see. I am currently kind of gliding around. You want to tell us about what you've built here and how it ties into your love of Fallout?
Well, for this year's theme, we picked Brotherhood and Sanctuary. Fallout 76 is a sanctuary and a place of peace from the chaos that life can be, where brotherhood and friendship can be found and built. It is in this spirit that we built a scale model of the Pridwin flying over Sanctuary, paying tribute and linking elements of the past with those of the future. Here's to 6 years of Brotherhood and Sanctuary in Fallout 76, with many more to come.
I absolutely love this. I love the Pridwin. I've never seen anything to this scale. You guys just did a great job.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I can't imagine how many people must have worked on this. We've got 5 of you here. Did more of the community jump in to work on this as well?
We definitely had input from various people, from our costumes to the scars on our characters to, hey, how's this angle look? Should we put more than 4 propellers on the back? Should we do 3? We've been working on this for quite a few weeks. It takes a village, definitely, whether it's a camper or community, and that's what we did.
It takes a village, and you built a village. This is amazing. So I'm going to move into this house over here on the left. Toon, do you want to pick one, or do we have to get back to the parade?
I don't know. I think maybe it's time to check out the next float, probably, Jess.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you guys so much. Ash, Narvik, Savannah Lion, Tex, and Tissa. This has been fabulous. Happy Fallout Day.
Happy Fallout
Happy Fallout Day.
Happy Fallout Day.
All right, gang, thank you so much. We are here live in the forest area here with none other than Far Gassier. Shreds and I are out here. Gassy, how are you doing today?
Always a day in paradise. How y'all doing so far?
Well, I'm doing great. Shreds, how about you?
I'm doing fabulous.
All right, so we got a little question for you. So Gassy, tell us a little bit about what got you into Fallout.
So I genuinely was on a midnight run in Walmart and was looking for a new game that I would like to play. And this is back in the day when we could just read the back of the games inside of the case at Walmart. And I was sitting there at midnight reading. I was like, well, this sounds kind of fun. Let's get into it. I really never heard anything about Fallout, but it was Fallout 3 that got me interested in the Fallout series.
That is great. Now, Shreds, check out this float. Let's walk around this and have a look at it.
Yeah, this is actually outstanding. I'm really loving the details on this, Gassy. Can you tell me a little bit more about the satellite?
So the satellite is from that Fallout 3 moment where you're walking through, and it was what was behind the door at that satellite. And you've played Fallout 3, you know what's behind there, and at that moment right there, I knew that the developers had the same sense of humor with the message that they had written in green spray paint behind that door.
Shreds, I'm looking on the back here. I got Santa coming out the back over here, Shreds.
Yeah, I saw that tune. That is hysterical. He's got a lot of Santa Claus situation. He's got a lot of Christmassy type of stuff here. He's got the stocking here on the side. So can you tell us a little bit more about how it is? So there's Happy Birthday, there's Santa. Can you tell us a little bit about Vault 645?
So Vault 645 is the GAS in Elite speak for back in the day of a 6 being a G, a 4 being an A, and a 5 being an S. And it's something that we created in our community. And so one of the great things about it is that everything about this float is because of the community. It's all the events that we get to do together from back in the day where we actually went against each other in Nuclear Winter. There on the front with a little pendant right there, and then basically just events around the wasteland as you go around. You know, we have the Holiday Scorched, we have Spooky Scorched, we have a globe up there for everyone around the world coming together as Vault Dwellers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
absolutely.
it's really just one of the things that I love about Fallout 76 is how many people from around the world and how many people come together to, you know, have fun out there in the wasteland.
Amazing tune. I think we're good. This has been a great tour. Thank you, Gassy.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing your float with us. We appreciate you. Thanks for being a part of Fallout as well.
Hey, Adam Quantum. Thanks so much for having Renee and I over to your float.
Problem. Hello.
Hello. Well, before we get into it, could you take a moment to introduce yourself to our viewers?
So I go by Dom Quantum. I am a content creator on both YouTube and Twitch, but these days I mostly just focus on my Capital Wasteland Travel Guide project, which is comparing and showing off the Fallout locations with the real life locations that they're inspired by, or whether they exist or don't.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for building a float for this celebration. First question, why Fallout and why the Fallout series?
For me, it's it's like the distant past mixed with the technical future and this wacky kind of bleak reality of an apocalypse. And it's just something that's so familiar yet so strange. And there's just so much to explore and discover. And that's kind of what I like about it.
So you mentioned you like to do videos on different locations and places to explore. How does that tie into the theme of your float here?
I try to incorporate a lot of the exploration type stuff that was in the camp system. So I have the globes here with this kind of like researchy type desk, the maps, the little dioramas of like the little locations there. It kind of me felt like the whole exploration type deal.
I love it. It definitely, with the maps and even the train set that you have sat down, you can definitely sense the exploration that you enjoy in the game. And I really, really love your float.
I'm zooming over to the map table and the maps themselves. I really like how you added so much to this, making like a diorama. That outfit is great too.
It just kind of ties in that vibe of adventure and exploration.
You also mentioned the wackiness of the games. What's one of your favorite playful things in Fallout?
That's a good question. And for me, I think it's maybe the whole quantum thing, and maybe some of the cryptids too, but definitely the quantum side, as you can kind of tell with a lot of the quantum items that I've added in and knickknacks here and there on some of the other major or larger items.
I like how you even added the quantum banners to the side of the car that we're standing in front of. Like, it's just like on point. Branding on point.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful. Well, this is a great look, and I love your float. Thanks so much for joining us for Fallout Day.
All right, J-Star, let's go ahead and send this to everybody back in the booth.
Sounds great, Renee. Thanks, Tom.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, gang. We are out here right outside of Point Pleasant with a special guest here from Australia all the way to Appalachia. Here we have Moonlit Charlie. Moonlit Charlie, thank you so much for sharing your float with us. We're so glad to have you hanging out with us.
I'm so happy to be here.
So, Charlie, one question we want to ask you is, what exactly got you into Fallout?
The aesthetic got me into Fallout and the lore. So I absolutely love a good lore deep dive, and Fallout is so full of it, especially 76. Mm-hmm. The ability to go through and read all of the little notes everywhere, and back in the day listening to all the holotapes, and even now with all of the changes and even more story added, it's so lore rich and it's so easy to get caught up in it, and it's so much fun. Absolutely. Shreds, we got a lot of moth things going on here. Tell us what's
Holy Mothman, Toon! This is one mothy looking float. I'm digging it. It's definitely amazing. I have to ask Moonlit, what part of this float really kind of like just exemplifies your love of Fallout?
I love the Mothman. What can I say? The first the first creature I came across playing this game was a friendly Mothman, and I accidentally killed it, and I've been trying to make up for it ever since.
You know, Shreds, it actually does say Holy Mothman over here on this side of the float.
I know. It does say Holy Mothman.
Also, I love seeing a tractor pulling a float. This is something that we haven't run into yet today.
No. And we may run into it again, but this is super cute. I mean, it is actually adorbs. I think it's definitely a very powerful tractor because this is quite the float. I will say also, I love these little lights on the side. These little cute little Mothmen is just adorbs. Absolutely adorbs.
I love it. Charlie, thank you so much for sharing your float with us. And thanks for all you do for Fallout. But Shreds, you want to take us back to the studio now?
I'm catching a Mothman back, so I don't know what you're doing.
All right. Charlie's going to pull me on this tractor, okay?
Sounds good.
Yep. Let's go.
We're over in Berkeley Springs with Dumpling Head. Dumpling Head, why don't you go ahead and tell us about yourself?
Hi, my name is Dumpling Head. My real name is Kelly, and I am an avid Fallout 76 player, and I just love the Fallout franchise.
I love that. You get up to a lot of cool stuff in the Wasteland, I know, doing a lot of art and a lot of gameplay and building. How did you get into the Fallout series?
I actually was pregnant with my son, and my husband bought it for me, and it's been an obsession ever since.
Fallout 76 or
I
which
started
Fallout?
out with Fallout 3.
Fallout 3.
Then, so that's my favorite because I'm located near the DC area, so it was quite fun to see all the places that I could visit in person.
That's great when you actually know the area. That's been a real boon for a lot of the Fallout games, being set, in real world locations. So you want to tell us about your float and how it ties into your love of Fallout?
Yeah, sure. I like to build in Fallout 76. So I tend to build very spooky and Halloween camps because I love the fact that the bombs drop happens right before Halloween. So it's like a perpetual state of Halloween for me. I can just use it to do different things. And my camp is based upon some of the things I love in real life, as well as the Fallout world, like fortunes and fortune telling and palm reading. So it's a lot of things I incorporate in my art and in my real life as well.
That is fantastic. Well, we're getting a good look at it here for the audience. Anything in particular you want to point out before we go?
Not in particular. I love the fact that I could incorporate all the fortune-telling stuff they've given us so far for camp building. I've went through the menu extensively to look for anything that I could just slip in a little bit. But I love just all the spooky vibes they give us. So.
Yeah, this is awesome. Really love it. Love the lighting. I'm a spooky girl myself, and I know J-Star is as well. Well, let's head on over to the next float, J-Star. Thank you so much, Dumpling Head.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Thanks, Dumpling.
Thank you.
All right, and here we are with Brad, the creator of Once Upon a Wasteland, and this amazing float built by him and Spike Johnson. Please, Brad, tell us how it is you got into Fallout.
Yeah, my first Fallout game was Fallout 4. My son was a big Fallout player before Fallout 4 came out. He was big into Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. And when Fallout 4 was announced, he recommended that I pre-order it because he figured that it was the kind of game that I would like. And he was absolutely right. I was hooked right from the start.
Oh, yeah. Fallout 4 was my gateway game as well.
Yeah, mine too. And as I go through the camp here, the first thing I notice is this wonderful book that Spike designed here. Tell us a little bit about the story that you've created here in Fallout 76 for yourself and viewers alike.
Sure. So Once Upon a Wasteland is an audio drama podcast that follows the story of a vault dweller named Elizabeth Kirby and a Brotherhood of Steel scribe named Odessa Valdez, who everyone who plays Fallout 76 is very familiar with.
Yep.
And it tells a story of how they meet and fall in love and work together to try to save the civilization that is starting to grow in Appalachia.
Yeah, and you've got the two main characters represented right here on the float as well.
Yes, Beth is on the left with her trademark devil horns, and Odessa is on the right. That, I guess, spoiler alert, that's a scene that represents our third season finale, which is the wedding of those two characters.
Wow.
That's awesome. Shreds, look at these Vault Boys here.
Or the oh yeah, I love these Vault Boys. I mean, this is like actually one of my favorite things of this float is all these Vault Boys just kind of taking the just pulling the float themselves, and I mean just all the representation is just amazing. You know, one of the things that I really like as well is just a little detail here, weapon of choice with the pen and the typewriter. I think that's really brilliant. It speaks to the character of the builders.
Absolutely. And I think the Vault Boys also speak to the fact that nobody does this alone. We're a community, and in the case of the show, I have an absolutely fantastic co-producer in Vitriol. Vitriol Plays. The cast is absolutely wonderful. Letitia Lemon is one of our leads. Lucy Middleton from the 5-0 is also one of the main actors that we have. So they're what really makes this whole story sing.
Heyo, Shane. So we are down here in Skyline Valley, and it's a little dark, a little spooky, and I have found a friend, so we're going to take a look at his float. Hey, Shane, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. Good to see you, Jay. How are you?
Doing good. You want to introduce yourself to the viewers, let them know, who you are and what you get up to here in the Wasteland?
Yeah, so my name is Shane. I go by Shane Baconstrip, and I like to goof around a little bit. I'm an artist and a streamer. Here in Appalachia, I'm a chemist, and I like to run a chem trade.
Yeah, seems like on this float you're actually pulling a bit of a chem wagon too. You want to tell us what the theme of this float is and how it ties into your love for Fallout?
Yeah, so I really love Fallout for the wild wasteland aspect of it, because you have this really dark and gritty atmosphere, and then out of nowhere you get some wacky, out of this world, but still kind of toned into the universe where it doesn't throw you out, funny moments. And so my whole float and my character in general is basically a wild wasteland experience.
I get that. I'm getting a little bit of everything here. So is that kind of how you chose your decor for this location? Just kind of some of the wackier things?
Yeah, so I chose this location because it fit with a little bit of everything. So, and it's also because it's the new Shenandoah update, and I really love this new area.
The weather is great. Yeah, this natural red glow, beautiful looming deadly sky. Love it.
Oh yeah, these murderous bees and this thick, heavy fog. It brings you right to home.
Yeah, exactly. Home is where the murderous bees are. That's what I always say.
My grandmother used to say.
So taking a look here, let's see. So here we go. Here's the wagon. Mothman, really? Oh, okay. Excellent. And looking inside, this trailer is really, really sweet. Look at the decor.
Oh yeah, so this is where we lay our head to sleep, and this is where we have the old 9 to 5. It's a little bit of everything in here, We've been collecting things over the years. We find anything cool while we're out there in the waste, we bring it back. Kind of running out of room. I like it.
Looks great. One of the things I like about your float too is that it's kind of homey. So you basically took the whole show on the road for here.
Yeah. So our operation is a mobile operation. So we're always moving around. And if you're going to move, you might as well move in style. So we basically just drive the roads just like this.
Beautiful. Well, Shane, thank you so much for joining us.
So glad to see you and have you here. And it was a blast.
Loving this float. I love the whole vibe of this place. And take a look at this. Remember, y'all, I hope you enjoy your experience, because no refunds.
That's it. No refunds.
No refunds.
All right. We are here with, Tuna and I are here with Nuka Johnny. Nuka Johnny, tell us about how it is you got into Fallout.
Hey there, Shreds. Thanks for having me. Well, my first Fallout game was Fallout 3. Way back when I first started high school. I played Oblivion, and that turned me on to Bethesda games. And then ever since then, I've touched every single Fallout, and gosh, thousands of hours since. It's just been a dream come true.
Wow. Toon, have you checked out this float? I mean, holy smokes. Talk about Blue Ridge Caravan everywhere.
Yeah, I got here a little bit before you did, Shreds. It's been a fantastic float to check out. It is Blue Ridge Caravan out, if I could use that word. We've got the streamers going. If you look around the back here, Shreds, we've actually got the Blue Ridge Caravan in neon over here, plus the trucks it's sitting on. This looks fantastic. I'm going to get up here on the. I'm going to fly up here if you don't mind. We have oh gosh, the devil up here.
The blue guy, yeah. Yep. The blue devil.
We've got the blue devil up here. We've got the BRC here, Shreds. This thing is ready for milepost 0, I think.
Yeah, I think it's amazing, which actually begs the question here. So, Johnny, what part of this float actually really encompasses your passion for Fallout?
Well, I kind of gravitated towards the Blue Ridge Caravan because I kind of like, I guess, the grittier side of Fallout, like the actual survival. And the Caravanners, they're rough and tumble. They make it work. It's all very makeshift. And when I designed this float with a friend of mine, we wanted to make it look as makeshift as possible, but something that could actually exist in the game. So if you go on the float, there's everything from a Brahmin waiting to go run your caravan for the brand new quest line, and then you got the crafting tables, so you can just work on the go, much like the Caravanners themselves. And I kind of like that idea of Fallout, like people making the best of things and surviving no matter what.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
Well, Johnny, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you sharing your float with us. We're going to send it back to you guys in the studio right now.
Yeah, thank you, Johnny.
Wow, Renee, I'm excited about this one. We're here at the White Spring with the 5-0. I can't wait to talk to them and see what they've built for us.
Yeah, we're here. Scald, do you want to go ahead and give us a little reminder of what the Fallout 5.0 is all about?
Happy to do that. The Fallout 5.0 is, at its heart, a group of storytellers that weave both individual and group narratives into a collective roleplay experience. Bonded by our interests in answering the question of what makes a good story, we work across several games to share our characters' laughs, tears, loves, losses, triumphs, and tragedies.
So, the 5-0, obviously you're a Fallout role-playing group. What got you into Fallout?
Well, I'm speaking on behalf of, obviously, a large group of people. So kind of the collective thought is, for Fallout for us, it really just kind of hones in on the idea of the indomitable human spirit in the face of horror and fear, violence, deceit, and suffering. There's just that consistent power of that one person to evoke change, and that it just stretches out and impacts others. We were kind of talking about it, and we felt that it was that this steadfast belief in the indomitable spirit of humanity that draws each of us, into this universe, wherever it is, whether it's the games or the TV show, it unites us. We see the survivors in each of these ways as aspects of ourselves, pushed to limits and choosing to never falter. We see in the settlements that unwavering belief that there is always hope for those who dare. And we see in the complexities of friendships that the best of humanity, it really isn't captured in grand gestures, but it's in the small moments of genuine compassion and grace. When it comes down to it for us, while war may never change, neither will the unbreakable spirit of that which makes each of us human.
That's brilliant, and I love how you got perspectives from everyone in the group, too.
Thank you.
Yeah, the 5.0 is such an amazing group. You guys have so many folks here helping represent the float. You want to go ahead and, describe how the float and your guys' story kind of combine together?
Sure. So in keeping with the idea of looking at the series as a whole, our float kind of taps into the idea of known locations and key figures, however they encounter them throughout the series or the TV show. For us, for the locations, these echo back to that indomitable human spirit and the belief that in humanity, they will come together, defy the odds, and find a way to survive. For, some of the iconic key figures you see here on the float, these are, the representations of both the struggles and the triumphs found in this series, where the survivor serves as this pivotal moment or this key figure where everyone else around them is reminded about that unwavering faith in humanity. Places of conflict become markers of humanity's quest to remain steadfast, to rise above, even when the shadows of war, the violence of prejudice, the fear of oppression, all these things loom as kind of really the true monsters in the dark. We felt that our float kind of captures humanity coming together and standing for that unshakable belief.
Well, that is really well said. Huzzah,
Very
Scald.
inspiring too. Like, it was great.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I've been looking over all the details of this float while you're talking, and yeah, there is a whole lot to it. A lot of fun and a lot of indomitable spirit for sure. Well, Renee, I hate to go, but are you ready to head over to the next float?
I'm ready if you are. I mean, I really don't want to leave, but let's go, J-Star.
Okay, thanks so much, Scald, and all the 5-0.
Thank you on behalf of the 5-0 for stopping by.
Hey everyone, Wreck-It Renee and J-Star over here in the mire with everyone's favorite YouTuber, Tonic. Tonic, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us about, what you do in the Fallout community?
Hey everybody, my name is Tonic and I make YouTube videos covering Fallout 76 news, atomic shop items, guides for beginners, all sorts of stuff. And I've been doing it for a pretty long time.
Love that. And do you want to go ahead and tell us, why Fallout and why do you love it so much?
I love Fallout because it was one of the first games I ever rented at Blockbuster. It was Fallout 3. And every weekend, my mom would take me to Blockbuster. And that would be like the only game I rented for a while, every weekend. And it just kind of grew from there where, I pick up New Vegas, Fallout 4 I was so stoked for, and now we're on 76.
Well, I'm taking a look around your float now. So this is a float for the Fallout Day Parade. You want to tell us what inspired your float and how the theme of it relates to your love of Fallout?
So this float is an island, and the reason I did an island is because Fallout 76, for me at this point, has become chilling, if I had to give it a word. This game is like maximum chill mode, so when I get home from, like a long day, I don't got to worry about doing anything. I can just hop on here, see some buddies. I can go farm XP if I want. I can build stuff if I want. I can do quests if I want. It's just like the maximum relaxing kind of game for me right now.
That is awesome. I absolutely love that because I think of Fallout as something that I can just relax to and I don't have to really worry about what's going on because there's so many different things. Is there anything on your float that you specifically want to highlight that you're proud of or anything?
So I'm pretty stoked on like that little part in the middle, that like little pond I built.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that turned out kind of cool. I like left a gap in there and turned some of the floors sideways. Other than that, like it's not really a functional camp. There's no workbenches or anything. This is pretty much just a little tropical paradise for chilling.
Maxon, I am looking at these lawn chairs, the canoe, a hot tub. Yeah, I love it. It definitely
surfboards and everything.
It totally fits your theme. That's perfect. A getaway right over here on the lake too, in the mire.
This is great.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, I think we're going to wrap up now. Tonic, anything else you want to tell us about your love of Fallout before we go?
No, I'm just excited for the next one.
And where can people follow you if they want?
They can follow me on YouTube at Tonic and on Twitter as well.
Okay. Well, Renee, I know we've got another float to get to, but can we just lounge here and send it back to the booth for a bit?
Yeah, we'll let somebody else do the next float.
Excellent. Thanks, Tonic.
No problem.
Hi, Scully. Thank you so much for showing us your float. What an amazing array. Can you tell us a little bit about how it is you got into Fallout?
So it all started when my friend let me play a little bit of Fallout 3. I kind of fell in love with the atmosphere of the game. So when 4 was announced, I jumped in and then I fell in love with building, and the rest is kind of history.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. And let's take a look at this float here. Let's talk about this first. It's kind of a montage here. So let's go through your montage here. Tell me about this first piece we see here with the Mothman.
So I really got my roots in the Fallout 76 game and community when I found the ritual mask and the little kind of cultist basement in the Mothman museum. And Scullyface was born on Instagram, and it kind of took off from there.
There you go. And moving on over here, we've got the atomic stop. Tell us a little about the atomic stop. We've got cameras here. We've got a few guests in here that are in the plushie variety. But tell us about this.
Yes. So this started off as a joke with a friend, Trizzle Plays, about making a show, kind of talking about our spending habits in the atomic shop. And then it grew into a whole cast and crew. And there's nods to each of our cast and crew members in the display cases for the atomic stop.
Yeah, I see that. That is wonderful. And I remember this. I remember building Friendship Fridays, but why don't you tell the viewers here about what it is about building Friendship Fridays?
So, Building Friendships Friday is a show I created where a friend and I have 2 hours to create a themed structure and a camp or a workshop. And it's actually coming back. It should be back by the time you all get to see this.
I was actually one of those contestants, and yeah, we had something very, very interesting we built.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
sure.
Very interesting.
Very interesting. I'll leave it at that.
Community picks.
It's a family-friendly show.
Yes, absolutely. And last but not least, this is kind of the full circle here, Scully, with your Spooky Scully coming out.
Yes. So I just this year I transitioned from Scully Face to Spooky Scully, which is a podcast where I'm trying to help get more attention on cold cases that really need to be solved.
There you go.
Amazing.
So I've come over here to see Wild Mantel's float. He streams and plays quite a bit of Fallout 76. Thank you and your friends for joining us. I know you said doing a float and interview were a little out of your comfort zone.
It is. I'm like that in real life, but Fallout 76 has made a big change to me.
Glad to hear that. Can you tell us a little bit about your float and how it relates to why you play Fallout?
The trailer looks wild because the community is called the Wild Patch. If we come around to this side of it, sometimes you'll see the name on the trailer. Basically, the idea of the trailer was because I am a procrastinator, if things don't get finished, the Wild Patch is supposed to indicate a wild patch of nature. That's where I got my name Wild Mantel from. But I don't know what to say about why Fallout. This has been my problem. Why Fallout? I think it was the chance to be able to play multiplayer and a crafting survival game. I did start with Fallout 4, which is it's a fantastic game. It really is a legend among the community. So when Fallout 76 came along, I thought this would be my chance to try and meet people. Well, it's done more than that. It's got me through a very bad patch in my life. And it's like Granny's already said, we have formed a family. We've never yet met. I've never met a single member of the family yet. But after playing now, 5 years of 6 years in November, this is what I wake up to every day. This is my family. And that's why I continue to play Fallout.
So that's why you started. And now it's the community and friends that keep you playing?
Yes, it is. It is. I come back to it. Unfortunately, I'm a bit hooked on another game at the moment. I come back to this on a daily basis. I think I've now done 13,000 hours on this game. We have disagreements. We have good times, bad times. We help each other through those times. That's what it's all about. Fallout is a central area where we all meet. We all come together.
Okay, with all that time played, what are some of your favorite or most common activities in the game?
I enjoy most common activity is to explore the world. For me, it's an exploring, looting, vending game. It's a game where I can build anywhere. I can loot the place over and over again. It's just so much to do with the activities in the game. But basically, I enjoy the exploration and being able to build or place a build almost anywhere, and to share those experiences, not only with the Wild Patch, but with people in the chat, people that come into the stream. An experience I never thought I would ever have. But I look forward to getting up every day to come on here, play this game. It's made a big difference to my recovery from a darker period of my life. It's really lifted me up.
Understandable. Well, thank you very much for joining us and sharing your thoughts and build. I really, really appreciate your time.
Thank you very much indeed, and thank you to Fallout and the community in a whole, the whole community across the entire board. Thank you all for making my life a lot better, a lot happier, and a lot brighter.
Absolutely.
All right, here we are. Oh my God, this is amazing. So our parade route ended us taking us to this amazing water-filled area, and we got the SS Tree Crew here with Spike Johnson. Jess, check this out.
It's looking great. I'm so excited to be here with Spike and see the Tree Crew. I cannot wait to dive into the float, but first, Spike, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. So hi, my name's Spike Johnson, self-proclaimed leader of the Tree Crew. It's just a little thing that I like to call my friends whenever we hang out. But yeah, we got this awesome float over here. It's amphibious because we wanted to include the retreat, formerly known as the Treehouse Village, as well in our parade because they don't have actual roads. So I thought, hey, let's go amphibious and have themselves a treat as well.
I'm loving the Vault Boys. They're all so unique. I guess a quick question would be like, so what got you into Fallout from the start?
Okay, so when it got me into Fallout from the start, it's actually it was some friends playing New Vegas. I was looking at it and I saw all the mutated stuff and I was like, oh, this is awesome. And what I love about Fallout, well, especially Fallout 76, would probably be the one thing on the front of the ship says inclusion. Because, this is such a loving community. They're always trying to include everyone that comes in, like all the newcomers. They get stim packs and radaways, and that's what I love about this game.
So I'm zooming around. Can you tell us a little bit about the actual float you've built here? It looks like there's a lot of work went into this.
Oh yeah, so basically what we did is we had this boat, made it amphibious, and I put a large tree in the middle of it, and I used some coffins to create branches for people to sit on. I even have this little thing in the middle, it called the Wookiee Lounge. It's just a little wink back to the days of nuclear winter where we would bush Wookiee.
Bush Wookiee, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I just found the Wookiee Lounge. That is great. Look at you hiding in the bushes.
Oh yeah. And the little Vault Boys is in the back, just peeking right back at you. I don't know, like whenever I'm building camps and stuff, which I really like to do in this game, I like camp to tell a tale, like I want it to speak volumes.
Interesting is you have a whole crew here. Look at everybody here.
Oh yeah. So this is my tree crew. It's a very diverse group. We got people from all over the world in this little kumbaya corner that we got over here.
And what a diverse crew it is. Thank you so much, Spike. This looks fantastic. Happy Fallout Day, and thank you for joining.
Yeah, of course. And thank you guys for checking out the float.
Thank you, Spike.
Thanks, gang. Renee and I have made our way out to the forest, and we are here with the one and only Ma Tater. Hey, Ma, how are you doing today?
Toon, oh, I'm doing great. Hey, Renee.
Hey, girl.
And we are here about the Nuka-Cola bottling plant, and I'm looking at your float here, Ma, and it is powered by Nuka-Cola.
Well, of course. I mean, I'm not sure exactly how my little wheels are doing it, but they are doing it. We have a lot of them.
Aren't we all a little bit powered by Nuka-Cola at times?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
That's so. And as I make my way around the float here and I walk up these steps, the red carpet has been rolled out for this vault. Tell us a little bit about how this vault represents you and what it means to you.
Well, the way I think on that is that the vault brings us together in all the Fallout games. There's always a vault. It's a different number, a different story, but the vault brings all of us have our love of Fallout and how it brings all of our friendships and conversations and stuff around where we started at the vault.
I love this being at the heart of your float, and I know that this game and this franchise has impacted you so much.
Yes, they have.
Now let's make our way down here to the waterfront. Now I'm seeing, we got the party barges out here, and I freaking love it. I see some familiar faces waving over here. I see Helvetia represented. Ma, what's going on down here?
Well, in my mind is that when we're out, we're playing Fallout, especially in Fallout 76, all of our friends from different lifestyles and different ways of playing the game, we're all coming together. We're all coming together to do the events. We're all coming together to do the Scorch Beast Queen. We're doing all of that, and everyone has different interests and different backgrounds, and I just find that that's a very cool part of the game.
Absolutely. Now, Renee, the elusive weenie wagon is down here. Would you like me to pick you up a hot dog before I come back up there?
All the weenies, all the time.
All weenies. All right. Ma, thank you so much for sharing your float with us and sharing a little bit of your community with us. We really, really appreciate you, and thanks for all you do for Fallout.
Thank you, Toon. I appreciate both of you.
Okay, I am over here with Retro Pro Frank, and we are checking out his community here at the White Spring and this incredible float they have built. Frank, hello. How you doing today?
All right. What do you know? What do you do? What do you say, Jessica? It's great to have you here. Same old life in the wasteland here.
So do you want to introduce yourself to some of our viewers? Let them know kind of who you are, where they can find you, what you do?
All right, my name is Retro Pro Frank. I primarily stream from the PlayStation, but I also have access to Xbox and PC. We stream from PC once a week. We're here on Twitch 7 days a week. We have an amazing community here.
That's fantastic. I can see your community all over. This is great. We are getting a good overhead view of the float now. I'm loving the celebrating, loving the design. Who came up with this whole Dandy Banana theme?
Well, the Dandy Banana is an old thing that we started. Kind of a long story. A running joke in this stream there. Anyone who's associated with Twitch and the Fallout community, they hear those words. They know it's pretty much our direct community.
We definitely do. Okay, so what was your first Fallout game, or what do you love about Fallout?
When I think of Fallout, the first thing that comes to mind is community. The community here, especially on Twitch, is absolutely amazing. We have people from all different places all over the world, all different ages, all different backgrounds, all sharing one love of Fallout, especially Fallout 76 being multiplayer. As good as it is, we have so many events and everything that we come together and we play these events. We help each other. We're talking brotherhood. I'm not talking about the Brotherhood of Steel. No. Brotherhood, friendship, caring, helping out the other members, teaching them the ropes of the game. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Yeah, we love being able to play Fallout with friends. That's one of the great things that 76 has given us. We've always had a large community in Fallout, fans everywhere, but now we can come together and play together. Favorite boss to kill right now? Titan?
I mean, they're all pretty good. They're all pretty good, but I got to stick with the classic Queen. Something about the spawns, and 100% for me, I'd have to stay with Earl's actually good too, but the Queen, if there can only be one, there's got to be the Queen, right?
Earl's good, but man, that Queen, that is an epic battle for sure. As long as she lands. Please land. Queen, land. Thank you.
We make her land. You target the wings. Yep.
Anything else you wanted to mention while we have you?
The Fallout for Hope communities, I've been doing this for 3 years now. The Kenders have been doing an excellent job. Jessica, thank you so much for all your help. Big shout outs to the moderators on the stream and our good friend Spec Forever. That helped a lot with the building here on the PlayStation. Jessica, you've been great. The direct community is really loving you there.
Well, thank you. Yes, great work, Spec Forever. Loving this float. Thank you so much, Frank. You have been awesome. We are going to head over to the next float now, y'all. Stick around.
All right, thanks, guys. Renee and out here by the White Spring on the 4th green right here. We are here live with Syndra, checking out their float. Syndra, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you two?
We're doing wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing your float with us. I'm just gonna give it a look right here, Renee. We got all the plushies here checking things out. We got Syndra and the crew here. Lovely tractor pulling the wagon here.
Yeah, this is great.
Is this a beer garden here?
It is. It's a beer garden.
I love that. Syndra, what about this float and about your experience with Fallout makes it so wonderful to you?
Oh, so that's such a great question. So one of the whole themes behind Fallout is, of course, rebuilding, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and that is especially a big theme with Fallout 76 and with the whole idea of coming out of the vault and rebuilding, especially because even the game itself rebuilt it, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
When it first came out, it wasn't necessarily what people were expecting, and later down the line, they rebuilt it and brought back NPCs who were rebuilding Appalachia. So the whole idea is rebuilding, right? Well, for me, I came back to the Fallout community with 76 as kind of a way of rebuilding my streaming community after some things went down in a previous community, and I decided for my own benefit I needed to leave. And this community has been so welcoming and so kind and so loving, and it is without a doubt one of the most friendly gaming communities there is. There's always going to be toxic people in every community, but this community has the least I have ever seen. Everybody just wants to give you stuff and help you build and rebuild. And even this float, there was a bit of a glitch, and 3 hours before we were supposed to meet, I had to rebuild the whole thing.
and yet here we are with the rebuilding theme here, Renee. I love this as Renee takes some sweeping shots here. Syndra, thank you so much for sharing your float with us, and happy Fallout Day to you.
Happy Fallout Day to you. Thank you so much, you guys.
Yes, thank you, Syndra. And Toon, I'm going to head over to the beer garden.
I'm going to join you for a beverage.
All right, thanks. Thank you, Syndra. Happy Fallout Day.
Happy Fallout Day.
Okay, so I'm over here by Sutton with my friend the Data Wizard, and we're going to check out his Fallout Day float. Do you want to introduce yourself to the viewers and let them know what you get up to out here in the Wasteland?
Sure, I am the Data Wizard. I am a Fallout enjoyer and also a content creator, mostly Stardew Valley, but I also will dabble occasionally in Fallout content, and I get up to general shenanigans and tomfoolery out here.
So you are a Fallout player. What game did you start with in the Fallout series?
Fallout 3.
Fallout 3, excellent. You're here in 76 now. What brought you to playing Fallout 76?
Sure, I joined the beta back when it was released in 2018, if my memory is correct. And I was really excited by the prospect of just another Fallout game. I didn't even realize it was fully multiplayer until I logged on for the first time. But it was just exciting to explore a new Fallout universe, this time in West Virginia.
It really was exciting to have a whole new area to explore, a whole new Fallout game. And yeah, you joined, you said, the beta in the beginning.
Just remember just nonstop nuking of White Springs and taking down glowing ghouls over and over again because they just kept dropping 3-star loot. And that's actually about how I got half the loot that I have today is from those early days.
You know, that was a gold mine for sure. So you want to tell us what it is that you enjoy about Fallout and maybe also how that translates into what you built here for your float?
Sure. So a lot of it was shenanigans and tomfoolery. I like wearing bizarre power armor, bizarre clothing. As you can see, I've basically been rocking the tinfoil crown as my wizard hat. I keep hoping that Bethesda will add an actual wizard hat eventually, but until then, this tinfoil hat is my wizard hat. Yeah, I have the Let's Play power armor, which is the main one I rock for the T-51.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have the weird overkill, the one that looks like some demon monstrosity at my XO1. And then I have over there the Enclave power armor on my excavator. And then I have the Tricentennial pre-order edition power armor on the right. And then in the middle of that, I have the Grognak throne, which allows me to wield an axe.
Well, this is a fun float for sure. Let's hop on an instrument and play ourselves off the stage. While I have you, anything else you want to talk about with Fallout?
Thank you to the wonderful Fallout 76 community, and thank you to Bethesda for continuing to support this wonderful game.
Oh, and thank you for being part of it. That's fantastic. Okay, off we go.
Hey, you guys, we got Sulior with us. Sulior, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourselves?
Hey, yeah, got a couple of Bethesda-related podcasts, such as Tapes from the Waste, and I also play a few characters in the Modus Files audio drama. And yeah, I love hanging out with the community these days.
That's awesome. So, why Fallout for you?
So yeah, coming off of Elder Scrolls, which is of course a lot of high fantasy aspects, started playing Fallout and just loved how it's a little bit more grounded in reality, how you can actually go and find these locations in the real world. And I mean, who doesn't love the dark humor and great characters that you get with Fallout?
Exactly. Everybody loves a little bit of dark humor. Mm-hmm. Now, we see your float here. Shreds, I love these wheels.
I know. The wheels are fantastic. I know that you were having a little bit of a struggle with it, but these are absolutely outstanding. Way to go to get this float finished.
Yeah, thank you, Kaiju Kittens, for helping me a little bit with that. I had the idea with that specific clock, but she was kind enough to come and get them looking proper.
That's awesome. So what about your float represents your love for Fallout and the Fallout community?
So yeah, after playing Fallout solo for however many years, we were blessed with Fallout 76. And so a lot of us found each other in the game. So to me these days, Fallout means family. So I thought I'd highlight some of my closest family members. I wish we had more than 5 mannequins, but we get what we get. So, of course, I had to highlight the El Gato Pub community that I just absolutely love being a part of. So we've got Jessica Starr there as our camera person, as she always is. And of course, we have Shreds in the corner. And I mentioned Kaiji Kittens earlier. She's represented over there along with Ms. Max. And then I mentioned the Modus Files earlier. Of course, I had to represent the Enclave with the building part of the float. And yeah.
No, it's awesome. It's such a great job, and thank you so much for building this float for us. What do you say, Shreds?
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's really well done here, Sulior. Thank you so much for being part of the community. We're going to send this back to our people in the broadcast booth.
Okay, Renee, I'm so excited to be here with Kat Duchess Flame. She's such a great person and a fantastic resource for the community.
Yeah, I'm super excited. This is my first time getting to meet Kat. Kat, why don't you go ahead and tell us about yourself?
Hello, I am Kat. I'm clearly Aussie. Have been data mining in Fallout 76 for about 4 years now. I run community groups, write game guides, and just generally try and help out, make the game fun.
I love that. You're a fantastic resource for many communities. Yeah. So we are here to talk about Fallout. You want to tell us how you got into the Fallout series?
Fallout in general, I can actually thank my sister. She was playing Fallout 4. I actually am not a video game player. I've only been playing video games for about 8 years. I went back and did Fallout 3. Fallout 3 is my favourite. Oh. That is my favourite. Cannot wait for that one to be remastered. And then I heard that Fallout 76 was being released. And I thought, well, I liked the other games. And this is actually my first online game. Signed up, did beta, and just haven't left.
All in. And what do you think about this float, Renee?
This float, I was legit getting tears in my eyes. It's so beautiful. They did such an amazing job. The theme of, Alice in Wonderland and the Tea Party, it's I really like it. This is definitely a really good float in my opinion.
Kat, do you want to tell us quickly about Buffs and Brews too, since this looks like that's the group that put this float together?
The concept behind it is that if players are too busy making their own buffs, then they don't have time to run events and do nukes and, farm XP and everything like that. So if we're doing their food buffs for them, then they've got time to play more, drop more nukes. We're all hoarders. We all love farming and looting, but we actually just genuinely enjoy helping the community.
I am a customer through and through. Thumbs up for Buffs and Brews.
The girls actually fight over your order when your order comes in.
They fight over my order.
Don't encourage her. She'll order more.
Yes, please do. Please do.
You guys are awesome and do such a good service for the community.
Absolutely. And you're on Xbox and PC. Any thoughts about coming to PlayStation?
I'm looking for chefs. If anyone loves farming, loves hoarding, and wants to help the community, then find me on social media and I will give you a job.
Well, you heard it here, y'all. Find her on social media. If you're on PlayStation, you love to farm, you want to provide food, fantastic group to work with. Well, thank you so much, Kat, and thanks so much to the whole team. This float it's beautiful.
Such a good job.
And they just smacked it out of the park. Couldn't be more proud of them.
J-Star, are you ready to hop on out of here?
Let's go, but I'm going to grab a cup of tea on the way out. Shreds, can you believe it? We are over here in Helvetia with Wreck-It Renee. All these floats we have seen, and now we get to see one of hers.
Oh my God, can I believe it? No, I can't, because this float, these sections, the whole thing, the whole area is freaking outstanding, Jess. Look at this place.
It's so bright and beautiful. Renee, you know the drill. Tell us a little about yourself and say hi to everybody.
Well, first off, happy Fallout Day, you guys. My name's Wreck-It Renee. I stream on Twitch and create, some other Fallout content as well. And I'm just happy to be here and excited to be a part of the floats. And, I've taken part of a few interviews as well.
Quite a few. And speaking of a lot to talk about,
tell us about each one of the sections of these floats.
We decided to do why Fallout, and Fallout for me means community. And this game, it started off a little rough, and the more stuff that they started adding, the more of a community that got built. And I think that for myself, a big step in bringing people together had to do with the seasonal community events like Foshnot, Meat Week, Mothman Equinox, and the invaders from beyond. Each one of these floats represents those events in the game.
Wow.
Scanning over all of these slowly, do you want to tell us about some of your favorite bits on each of these?
Well, the Foshnot one, we gotta love the masks, of course. That one's a little bit of a fire hazard, though, because there's some smoky stuff going on with the pit. We got the Meat Week one. Who doesn't love all the freaking plushies that they've given us? And so that's definitely my favorite part over there. Mothman, my favorite in the game altogether. Who doesn't love a little bit of Mothman, right, Shreds?
Yeah, that's true.
And then we got the alien event, which I wish we could get some more stuff kind of based around this event. There wasn't really much for us to work with as far as camp objects go.
But you know what's great, Renee? You put something that is a little nugget. There's freaking corn around here, which I thought was fantastic. Like you usually find these alien UFOs in cornfields. So I thought that was really cute.
That's why I did that. Yeah.
That's wicked smart. I'm loving all the little touches. The fire on the tractors, the fact you decorated the whole fence bridge area and all the buildings. This is so festive, Renee.
Thank you, guys.
Did anything in particular inspire this float besides the activities and events?
Well, I've been a part of Fallout for Hope from the beginning, and I definitely wanted to, take part, broadcast my respect, and that's why you'll find that Fallout for Hope sign with the satellite on the back, because we're broadcasting. Anybody, join us, help us raise money for charity.
Big thumbs up from J-Star and myself. Thank you so much. And happy Fallout Day, Renee.
Yeah, thank you guys, and happy Fallout Day, everybody. Hey, Wreck-It Renee and J-Star over here with Mr. Death. Mr. Death, do you want to go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and your love for Fallout?
Hi, yes. I am the president of the Kings Bay Enclave, and I have been running with a clan for a long while, and I've been able to meet many fantastic people.
Well, I'm so excited to see your float here. Happy Fallout Day. I heard that you prepared a few words for the occasion. Do you want to read them now for our viewers?
Absolutely. Happy Fallout Day. Fallout has captivated me since Fallout 3 and in Fallout 76. I connected deeply with the Enclave, a faction of villains with complex morals and a greater cause. Since founding and leading the Kings Bay Enclave in February 2019, I've built lasting bonds with incredible friends and fans that keep me engaged. We are the future. We are America. We are the Kings Bay Enclave.
Awesome.
That is really awesome. Yay for the Kings Bay Enclave. So this parade float here, I'm just panning down this. Now, did you build this with friends yourself, or?
I built it mostly myself, but I had other Enclave members help review and tell me the tidbits on what they wanted to have on it.
No, it looks great, and I do like how it is a working tank.
Yes.
Mr. Death, you want to tell us about how you built this and some of your favorite parts?
Oh yes, absolutely. So, when it came down to the start of it, it started with the actual turret itself. Started with just the cannon, then I got to the turret, and then I was able to slowly but surely merge each piece together. And as I got it all together, I had the inspiration of both the Abrams tank and the Maz tank.
Oh, that's fantastic. The tank looks really good. Some great merges. And it's pulling a platform behind it. Is this some of the clan from your Enclave group?
Yes, absolutely. These are quite a few of my Enclave members, as well as some of our allies that have joined in. From our vice president to the head of R&D, as well as the general of the Enclave himself, and the founder of the Cranberry Bog Division, our ally.
Awesome. Well, can you please thank them for coming out today? And I want to say thank you for joining us for Fallout Day. This float is spectacular. Your guys look great. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was absolutely fun, and I hope everyone has a wonderful time.
All right, Toon, here we are at Fallout.wiki's amazing Brontosaurus pulled float. Let's see what's going on here, Toon.
This is the first, Brontosaurus we've seen personally today. Not the first one I've ever seen pulling a float before, but the first one I've seen today, though, for sure.
And that is fascinating fact.
Well, let's talk to Blubbin here. Blubbin, tell us just about yourself and how you got into Fallout.
So, I originally got into Fallout back in 2008 when Fallout 3 launched. And I would just play it on my brother's Xbox 360. And I just kind of stayed a casual fan. I played New Vegas, I played 4. But it was only relatively recently that I really got ingrained in the community. And that's what really kind of sparked my full love of this series, is just interacting with people, like the different, artists and fanfic writers and, just people who are so passionate about it. And it really, got to me and made me want to be part of something, be part of it,
Yeah, and what I see here, this looks like a cutaway of a vault, and I love this cutaway here.
Yeah, so at Fallout.wiki, the independent Fallout wiki, we have sort of a shtick of schmalt tech, right? Which, is from Point Lookout. There's the schmalt tech bubbleheads. So we have the joke of the schmalt. Of everyone interacting and living within the same, vault.
Yeah.
And so you can see here we've got, different members of the schmalt tech community walking around inside the vault, spending time. And we've filled it with, different references to members who couldn't be here or events. For instance, we tend to do things for people's birthdays, hence the birthday celebration in the cafeteria. Or, in the entryway, there is the cake or the terrarium for Kobold, a member of our community who was not able to be here today.
That is awesome, and I love your float. Shreds, anything else you see about this?
No, I mean, this is absolutely amazing. I love the call out to Fallout Shelter. Really, really great. It looks fantastic. I like the cryptid room. I like the electronics room, the game room. Everything looks fantastic as far as just a great representation. Schmaltz, absolutely awesome. That's all I got on this side. And of course, a Bronto Burger sounds good right about now.
You know what goes good? Washing out some Bronto Burger, some Razor Grain soup. But let's send it to the back to guys in the studio right now, Shreds.
All right. See you guys.
Hopping on over here to White Spring. I got J-Star with me, and we're here with Power Cape. How are you doing, Power Cape? And can you go ahead and introduce yourself to us?
G'day. Well, yeah, my name is Power Cape. I'm a bit of a variety streamer over on Twitch and TikTok more recently. I've been doing this for about 3 years now, and I just, vibe along with my audience and play games and just talk. I'm very much into mental health awareness, and just having a good time, really.
Well, that's fantastic, Power Cape. So what do you get up to out in the wasteland? What do you do in Fallout? What do you love about it?
Where do I start? The wasteland offers so many stories, even ones untold and just discoverable by yourself. You go into an abandoned building and there is 100 stories to uncover. As the old saying goes, a picture tells 1,000 words. You'll find a skeleton in a corner and another one with its head in the toilet. There's a story right there.
The environmental storytelling is one of my favorite parts, just getting to immerse yourself in that world. So you really love exploring the world of Fallout.
100%. Even the story of Fallout 3, which is the game I started with, it just drew me in. Starting off with seeing the wasteland with nothing, and following on with Project Purity, and making sure the wasteland gets the water that it really needs for future generations to come. What I love about Fallout is you see the world with all the gloom and doom, but you know that there is always a positive side at the end of the road.
And we see here that your float relates a lot to that positivity and inclusivity on the wasteland. You want to go ahead and talk about that a little bit?
Oh, absolutely. So I've made so many friends playing Fallout 76. The first time you could actually play with other people in the Fallout universe. On the middle of my float, you see a Deathclaw, you see the Pip Boy and Pip Girl, just waving their thumbs up. And of course, at the front of the float, you see a bit of a camp, which is one of the first things I built when I played Fallout 76 with a friend. We just built a camp, we just had some tunes going, and we had a great time just talking, like, as if we were, like, right next to each other at a proper campsite, and just telling stories.
Kill and build.
Exactly.
One of the great things about Fallout 76 is that it's really a world that we can live in, you know, with other people, which makes it fun. And, you know, thank you for joining us today to show us your Fallout Day float. I just want to say happy Fallout Day, and thanks so much for joining.
Thank you so much. Happy Fallout Day.
Hey, Ms. Max. Thanks so much for having Renee and I over to see your Fallout Day parade float. So good to see you. Could you introduce yourself and let us know how you got into the Fallout series?
Hey everybody, I am Miss Max, and I am a content creator on Twitch. Play a lot in photo mode, I do a lot of building, launch nukes. I saw the trailers for Fallout 4 when it first came out and decided right then and there that I had to play the game. The main reason behind that was dog meat, because I love German Shepherds and I had a German Shepherd mix, and I told myself I have to play that game. And it took about a year, but I did get the chance to play it, and you know those rabbit holes they're talking about? Well, I fell right down the Fallout rabbit hole. And here we are.
That's awesome. Well, we're glad you fell down the rabbit hole.
And I do see that your float does represent a lot of that and what you enjoy in the game. I think my favorite is the reference to Fallout 4 with dog meat and the vertibirds. Do you want to go ahead and talk about your float and how it relates to your love for the Fallout series?
Absolutely. As you mentioned, the first car is my reference to Fallout 4 and that iconic scene of the sole survivor and dogmeat walking down a road.
Going down the float, I see you have a bunch of different cars. Are there any in particular that you're especially fond of, or any scenes you want to point out?
Well, each one represents a different part of Fallout and what it means to me. So the second car, there is a desk with a computer on it and just a bunch of trinkets, and a shout out to all the people who write because of this game that have created stories. There's a cat on the desk, if you'll notice, because many of us have cats that like to get in the way.
Amen to that.
To all the creativity that this game inspires. People who create podcasts and stories and builds and theater representations. It's endless. The next car is all about community and camp building. We build camps that people can come to and hang out. We come from all over the world, from all different backgrounds, and we hang out together and just have fun in the wasteland. The next car is a shout out to the TV series, which has brought so many more community members in and is just a great representation of what we love about Fallout.
Here, here.
And the last car is a shout out to Fallout for Hope, because that brings so many of us together for such an amazing cause. And that's why I love Fallout.
Well, that's wonderful, Max. Thank you so much. What do you say, Renee? You want to hop on the float and ride over to the next location?
Let's get a move on.
Hey, so I am over here with Wreck-It Renee in Fallout 4, and we're checking out Goggles' float tonight.
Absolutely. I'm Lady Goggles, aka Joan. I am a multidisciplinary artist and scholar. I do a lot of streaming. I do filmmaking, video making, zine making, and I make video games. You can see here, I'm not the best builder, but I absolutely love Fallout. And the big reason for me is that because I'm an educator in real life, and what really drew me into Fallout, as you can see in the background here, is the Followers for the Apocalypse. To me, it's one of the few factions that actually does an insane amount of good for the wasteland. It provides free education, free knowledge. It lets people become doctors and people who genuinely want to help build the wasteland into something better. So I know we're a little far away from California here in the Commonwealth, but I wanted to do a little homage to my favorite faction, and let me show you some of what I built here. So I think Dogmeat and Nick are with me today. Yeah, we'll do just a really quick walkthrough here. How you doing, Nick? So see if you can tell what it is as we walk around here. I did build this in Sanctuary. little fitting, giving we start here and everything sort of circles back eventually to here, right? Especially if you're playing as the Minutemen. Just do a little walk around. If you could tell me what you think it is, I would love.
Any guesses yet, Renee? Any thoughts?
I'm checking it out. I'm still curious.
Kind of feels like a library a little bit with stacks in back here.
It is. Yes, it's a library.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, and then you got the community garden there in the middle.
Yeah, I'm really proud of how the garden came out. Let me show you. So this is the sanctuary tree. I didn't want to get rid of that, but I used some mods here to kind of pretty the place up a bit, add some spaces. And actually, it was really cool because some NPCs were coming out here. Like Preston was sitting on the bench and Sturgis was inside.
Oh,
like,
that's
really cool.
Awesome. I love that.
Little rose bush trellis out here. I wanted to make this like, speaking of Preston, there he is.
One leg up, ready to go.
Hanging out. But yeah, I really wanted to build a library because I feel like if anything encompasses education, if anything encompasses the followers of the apocalypse, it's knowledge. It's trying to make the world a better place. I'm just really happy to be part of the community. Like I said, as an educator, I'm happy that the game takes the time to acknowledge that, as dire as the world can be, whether that's in game or out of game, you can make a difference. You can improve. You can help people. And if we all work together, we can really make positive change, not just for ourselves, but for our communities and for the larger world. And I think that's really what the followers encompass. And I think that's what Fallout, gets across too, especially in our community.
I love it.
I love it. And I love that Fallout for Hope shirt, by the way. Beautiful.
Of course.
All right. J-Star, are you ready to head back over to Appalachia?
We got a long trip back to Appalachia. Let's get to it.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for visiting.
All right. Hey, you guys, this is Wreck-It Renee and J-Star. We are over with the Modus Files. Why don't you guys go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourselves?
Hello. Great to have you guys here. I'm Lawrence McNamara. I am the creator of the Modus Files. I'm also here with Chrissy Williams and Chris Smith, who are also members of our cast. And we are a Fallout audio drama podcast focused on adventures in Appalachia and actually told from the perspective of the bad guys. And we've been doing this for about 4 years now.
Thanks, Lawrence. Question for you. One thing we're asking everyone is something that they like most about Fallout.
So what I love most about Fallout is that it is a world that we can inhabit and it's stories that we can be a part of. And throughout the Fallout series, we've seen kind of different aspects of this wasteland and different experiences that we have. And we've all kind of ended up now in Fallout 76, which is a world where we can tell all of our own stories and be part of a larger community. And I think that that's really something that I've really adored about Fallout is that it's started as a single player game, but now it has morphed into this massive online community in which I think we've all really fallen in love with.
I mean, the community is amazing for Fallout, and your float, I was noticing there's some stuff written around the edges over here, thanking the community and everything. You want to tell us how your float ties into your love for Fallout?
Chris, would you like to kind of take that?
Yeah, as the designer of the float, I probably should. Fallout for me is really like this community, this family here. So at the start of the float up front, that's where the message begins with the word from. And as it wraps around the entire float, we have just me, Chrissy, and Lawrence here represented. Fallout in front of us with a computer in front of us. We transition into this world that's become of it with the White Spring over onto the back with Modus himself there.
So I've been scrolling around to see some of the words. You say, thank you for over 275,000 downloads. That's quite a milestone.
Oh, yeah.
And I see computers on the side with people working, the Scorch Beast Queen, you guys up front. Can you elaborate more on the details of the float while we have you?
We have some of the triumphs of the new Enclave here with their biggest battles, the Night Stalker, the Scorch Beast Queen, Earl Williams, and now the Onai Super Mutants from the Pact. And I just wanted to, really rep the new Enclave and technological might, so I made a float that floats. And of course, our satellite dish to broadcast these adventures to the world.
It's awesome. I love this float. You guys did such a good job.
Thank you.
Brilliant. I love the whole setup. Well, thank you guys so much, Lawrence, Chrissy, and Chris, for sharing your float with us. Okay, we are here with Thor Odensdottir up in the Northern Forest, and boy, does she have a float for us. Hey, Thor, how's it going?
Hey, J-Star, it's going great.
Well, happy Fallout Day. Do you want to introduce yourself to our viewers and tell them a little bit about what you do?
I'm Thorin's daughter. I am actually the stage architect for the Wasteland Theater Company, but this is my personal contribution to the Fallout Day float. I actually spend a lot of time here in Fallout creating magic, I guess, in camp building.
Yes, you definitely do. We love your sets. I love your camps. And this float art display that you've built looks fantastic. Before we get into that, do you want to tell people a little bit about how you got into Fallout?
I actually got into Fallout, right around the pandemic, like a lot of people did, but I stayed for the long haul.
It is a great way to be social, get to know people, and have a place to go that is basically outdoors, which, speaking of outdoors, we are in a lovely, lovely location right now. You want to tell me about your float?
My float is trying to mix the most magic that I can into a camp. So this would be a art concept float, some floaty boats for a Fallout float.
A literal float. I love it. Gosh, these flowers, it's so beautiful. And of course, you can move this all over Appalachia to show people.
It actually does move. I could move it wherever I wanted to.
That is amazing that you actually built a float here. Do you want to tell us a little bit about how it works or how it reflects your love of Fallout?
It actually reflects my love of Fallout in the way that, we get to do things here that we could never otherwise do in real life. I feel like I get to properly express myself here in Fallout.
Can we see this in action? You said that it is it's an art piece, that it does something?
Yes, of course.
Oh my God, Thor, that's beautiful. It looks so good. Wow. Ta-da!
There's the magic. Ta-da!
Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, well, thank you so much for showing us your float.
You for allowing me to share the magic with everybody who plays Fallout.
Beautiful. Okay, well, we're going to head on to the next one. I will see you, and thanks again, Thor.
Thank you.
All right, guys, thank you so much. Shreds and I are down here in the Savage Divide right outside of the White Spring with Commander Mitchcraft. Mitch, how are you doing today?
I'm doing awesome. Welcome in, everybody. How are y'all doing?
I'm doing good. Shreds, how are you?
I'm doing great. I love this float.
Yeah, as do I. So Mitch, first thing I want to ask you is, what got you into Fallout?
Yeah, so funny enough, I've been streaming for a while, and I'd played other Fallout games, but didn't really think about it like the game to play at that point. A couple of years back, as I was streaming, I was looking for a new mic, and the mic came with this crazy game that had just kind of started and people were playing called Fallout 76. I said, yeah, I'd love to play this. Why not? I'm not going to turn down a free game, right? I came in for that, but I've stayed just because the community and all of the people that play are so amazing, and I haven't looked back since.
That is awesome. Shreds, do you mind giving a tour of this float? Because I saw Popcorn in a movie, and I can't turn either of those down when they're free.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, you're right. What popcorn. Yeah, popcorn. There it is. Well, speaking of stuff that's in this float, Toon, so tell us, please, Mitch, what about this float or what piece of it actually really encompasses your love for Fallout?
Absolutely. So the group of people that I typically play with, the community, not just viewers and mods at this point, but like true friends that I've met in person, on the internet, all kinds of stuff, right? We typically hang out over in the camp that's by Organ Cave near the vault, and it's an unmarked junkyard. And so this float is my homage to that camp. It's all of the trimmings and trappings of the junkyard kind of brought to life. And that's where we hang out and watch the movie and talk about stuff and build, trade, craft weapons, and really just hang out as a community. They're all kind of up on the sign up on the top, some of my regulars and people that we've been with for forever at this point. And I don't know where I'd be without them, and I definitely wouldn't be playing this without those people as well.
Well, absolutely outstanding, Toon. Has this been amazing? Are you still eating popcorn?
I'm still munching popcorn, but I'm going to stop right now because we actually need to send it back to the folks in the studio, guys. We're sending it back to you right now.
Yes, we do. Thank you so much, Mitch. See ya.
Thanks, Mitch.
Absolutely. See y'all.